Wow, what up, y'all? Who that? Who that? Who that said it gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that said it gonna beat? Shug it. What up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Rooster. Wake your ass up, cause New Orleans never sleeps. You hear me? You know, the Saints got the dub on the road. It's a garbage ass team, but hey, the dub is a dub. We'll take it. Man, look, if we played fucking St. Augustine one, I would be happy. Shit, I don't care. Maybe. Because I mean, I still kind of want us to tank to get that number one overall pick, but I don't know, just rooting for your team to lose is just a weird feeling. But I do want the number one overall. But I want a good team too. If everybody else can play, that's fine. You know what it is? We won the game yesterday. No, it's kind of hard for me to talk, Saints. I talk Pelicans because I'm usually drunk in a Saints game. Not gonna lie, I always go watch the game. If I'm not working, I watch the game at the bar. And then it's kind of hard to take notes while I'm watching the game. And, every time we were scoring something, they throw jello shots. Yeah, jello shot, let's go. But I'm going to try my best. I took some notes. I was kind of turned a note of some things. And let's take my notes out. Wow. Yeah, look at my notes. My handy dandy notebook. Yeah, because overall, this is a great win for the Saints. Win or lose, it doesn't really matter as long as you play pretty well. But every single member of the team played well. Like, offense, defense, special teams, we were great all across the board. Offensive line played well, enough. Defensive line played well. Wide receivers wasn't dropping passes. There was a few drops. I mean, there was a couple goofy mistakes, here or there. Still a few, but for the most part, we played a very clean game. Cleanest game we really played all year. Good job to the coaching staff. Shout out. Y'all had this team prepared, which has been one of my biggest issues. Like, Saints ain't never really prepared to play a game, which is on the coaches. We finally got some Valet action. He only had one catch, but, he was on the field for 85% of the snaps. So, man, that's better. He's growing. I still low-key think, Kellen intentionally sabotaged, Rattler. But, like I said, I'm enamored by a 6'5" quarterback. And I got a lot, man. Watching him on the game, that motherfucker tall. Like, he big. That's a big bitch, man. That boy Shuck is big. That's a big old oyster right there. I mean, like I said, skill-wise, he had a couple overthrows, man. It's whatever. He's really chucking that bit. Better play calling. So we actually got Alvin Kamara the ball in space, which is what I've been asking for forever. It's another reason why, it's weird that you don't give Alvin Kamara the ball in space. But we did that a few more times, this game. Not as much as I would have liked still. But Kamara and Taysom are like your best playmakers. Get them the ball in space and let them go to work. Other than that, everything was good. So I guess let's just talk about the offense now. Now, Shuck, 19 for 27. Good percentage. 282 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. It was good slinging that thing. I said, once again, North Carolina's trash, but he looked pretty good. Kamara finally had a great game, looking like his old self. 22 rushes for 83 yards. Not the highest, yards per carry. Still a little bit less than 4 yards a carry. But he broke a 16-yard run. Like, when Rattler was here, we haven't had a run greater than 9 yards. The first rush greater than 9 yards was Taysom Hill last week. Neal, 422. Neal's been looking good. And Hill, 7 to 20. I still like, not Hill, not Tyreek, but Taysom. Another T Hill. Taysom. Wide receivers. Look at the numbers. I'm not really good with the memory. Chris Olave, finally, we had a Chris Olave sighting. He's actually looking good. Like he's supposed to be. Chris Olave is finally putting it all together. We had 5 catches for 104 yards. Come on now. A touchdown. He had that 62-yard play. 62 yards. Let's go. Alvin Kamara in the passing game. Finally getting him some touches in the passing game. Like I said, 3 catches for 32 yards. That's a much better yards per catch, you know what I'm saying? Get him the ball in space. Like, get Kamara the ball in space, man. Toss the ball and let him go to work. Vele, 1 catch for 16 yards. Man, Vele looks good. I wish, I guess Shuckers don't like throwing to him, I guess, because Shuckers don't throwing downfield like that. But Rattler would love them some Vele. But, here's what it is. He still only had, like I said, 1 catch. He was on I think he was targeted 4 times maybe. I don't know. He wasn't really targeted that much. 1 catch, 16 yards. Ain't that much. But like I said, offense looked good. Blocking, passing, running. Everything was running smooth like an actual NFL football team. The defense. Man, the defense was lights out. The defense actually been playing pretty decent all year. Well, decent stretch. So it's like decent stretches. But today was just great all the way around. Turnovers. They called one of them back. Terrible pass interference call. I mean, I guess it wasn't not pass interference. Roughing a quarterback, I guess. Incidental contact to the face. That's so dumb. So eliminate that bullshit. What's garbage? But whatever. Same defense played great. We stuffed the run. Look at that. Let's see. That dude R. Dowdled, whatever the heck his name is. 18 carries for 53 yards. Garbage. We gave up 76 total, pretty much. Under 80 yards rushing is phenomenal. Phenomenal. I mean, we've been pretty good against the run. But we can only do one, either run or pass. But we did run and pass last game. Bryce Young was bad. I'm not normally one of the dudes. A lot of goofy dudes just like to take shots at certain kind of quarterbacks. But sometimes you just got to call a spade. Bryce Young is absolutely garbage. Why is he still playing? It don't make no sense. He looks like a kid out there. He's flopping around. Bryce Young is just not an NFL quarterback. I don't get why they rolling this dude out there. He's not good. And I always give people the benefit of the doubt, but shit, Bryce Young, Spencer Rattler is way better than Bryce Young. Significantly better. Carolina might trade for him, to be honest with you. I really see a world where Carolina trades for Spencer Rattler. Now, will the Saints give him up? Who knows? You can always use a good backup. But at this point, I think you got to get rid of him. Saints fans are just too toxic. You need a stereotypical, other kind of quarterback to back up Shuck. Unless that's the only way everybody will be, Don't get me started. Saints fan base is weird. No, I'll talk about that. I'll talk about that a little bit later because I'm almost at the outro. So like I said, everybody did good. Defense stuffed the pass. Bryce Young, how many yards he threw for? It was 100 something. I didn't write it down because it was garbage. 0 touchdowns. He 100 some yards. Garbage. Threw a pick. They didn't do shit. Well, they didn't do shit. Defense locked him down. But yeah, man, that's pretty much the end of the video. For the outro, to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to Shuck for doing this thing. Kept his head down. Pretty nice with it. Shout out to everybody, really. That's going to go down a list. But, man, shout out to everybody. Can't really name anybody in particular I really want to give a big shout out to. But shout out to Elvin for finally doing some shit. Shout out to Olave for coming back to his form. I get it because he had those concussions, and they took him a while to kind of get readjusted. And shout out to the boy Spencer Rattler, who held it down through the toughest part of our season. It's a lot of discord, like a lot of weird people, a lot of them goofies. How the NFL goofies are when it comes to black quarterbacks. A lot of them goofies are using this game as a way to shit on Rattler. When, honestly, if these players would have played half as well as, they did this game for the most of the season, we'll have like 3 wins at least. Like, Rattler held it down when everybody was garbage, not just one person. Because I heard on some, that James dude, I used to like, James, but, he's kind of turned to a goofy. He kind of still has those goofy opinions. Like, he talks shit about Mike Tomlin, how the goofies hate Mike Tomlin, even though he's one of the best coaches in the history of the league. Never had a losing season in his life ever. But the goofies like talking about Mike Tomlin. They hate Mike Tomlin. He talks shit about Jalen Hurts. He talks shit about Tua all the time. He always brings up certain quarterbacks. I didn't think he talks shit about Jameis Winston. I didn't really think James was a goofy, but the more I look at him, he's a goofy. Like, he's a goofy. And he said, now we have our future quarterback, and now we have a quarterback that can win. It doesn't need everything to go right. That's weird. Like, Rattler doesn't need everything to go right. It's just that everything went wrong. Like, in this game, they did everything right. It wasn't like it was a tough game that Shuck, willed them over. Everybody played good. And when Rattler was in, nobody played good. It was the weirdest shit. The receivers didn't play well. The defense didn't play well. The offensive line didn't play well. The defensive line didn't play well. Running backs didn't play well. The coaches weren't coaching well. But Rattler was in, everything was trash. So to say, I still like Rattler. I'm looking forward to seeing Shuck. Shuck him up. Man, I gotta find some oyster-related puns with Shuck, man. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of oysters, but if my quarterback, with a name like Shuck, is kind of built to be in Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? So I gotta come up with it. But shout out to Shuck for doing this thing. Shout out to Rattler, who's still a good quarterback. For all the people trying to use this dog on them, you stupid, don't know. Don't know sports. We got 2 good quarterbacks. Rattler, I saw everything I need to see from Rattler. He's a starting caliber quarterback. He's going to be a star in this league. Shuck has potential. He got a big ass arm, of course. But we'll see what it is. That's all for today. Happy Monday. I think we got a Pels game today. I'll do a little bit about that. I wanted to talk a little bit about, the Pelicans Spurs game. I didn't get a chance to see the game, but I want to go talk about it, for a little bit before the game come on. Maybe after the game. Who knows? I'll talk about it both. Y'all have a great day. I'm your boy, DJ Rooster. Wake your ass up. The Saints won that bitch, baby. Who that? Who that? Who that said don't beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that said he's gonna beat? Who that?